Hello and welcome to this video blog on Microsoft Copilot licensing, something that's causing a lot of confusion out there, and honestly, I think it's for a good reason. The term Copilot has been applied by Microsoft to dozens of different products and services, from things like developer tools to productivity apps to healthcare to security. And the branding, I think, has changed so many times that even seasoned licensing professionals and IT pros are struggling to keep up. So in this video, we're going to cut through that noise and walk you through what's actually free and what you need to pay for. But I think here's the challenge. This isn't a simple landscape to navigate. Microsoft has been fast moving with Copilot, and I have to say really fast moving. The product names have changed, the features have shifted in and out of preview, and what was a standalone product last year might be bundled into something completely different today as of April 2026. And that pace of change makes it really difficult to plan, budget, and get your users up to speed. Not because the technology lacks promise, but because the ground keeps moving. So our goal today is to give you a clear, practical map of where things stand right now, so that you make confident, informed licensing decisions for your organization, should I say, and stay ahead of the next wave of changes. So let's get into it. Niamh, you want to talk a little bit about license included / free Copilot elements?
Good stuff. Thanks, Carl. Yeah, so we'll start with what you get by default. No extra licensing required, and that's Copilot Chat. And most customers already have access to something called Copilot Chat, and it's a secure web-based AI chat tool included with many of the Microsoft 365 plans. So it's good for things like brainstorming, summarizing, or generating ideas, all in enterprise-grade compliant environment. But one important thing, this free Copilot Chat doesn't tap into your organizational data. So it won't read your emails, your documents, or your team chats. And for many teams and many customers, that's perfect right now for early experimentation without touching internal data. So who does the free version suit? Well, if you've got like occasional users, or you're just starting your AI journey, then this built-in option is a gentle, low-risk way to explore what Copilot can actually do. And if you use lightweight extensibility, like simple predefined instructions, those work too. Anything deeper, like connections or shared data, may come with usage-based billing. And that's simply it. Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, Niamh. So well-trodden path by Microsoft in terms of giving you limited functionality at zero or reduced cost to get you to pay for the good stuff, and which is a good segue to you, William. So let's talk about paid.
Thank you. Yeah. So I suppose fundamentally, to buy Microsoft 365 Copilot, users have to have an underlying or qualifying Office 365 or Microsoft 365 subscription, and the price point for Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot, is about $30 a month, depending on agreements and negotiations. But that sits on top of an existing Microsoft 365 license. So people are already in the room with Microsoft, and then the Copilot paid for license sits on top of that as well. So it's an additional cost. But with the license, with the add-on Microsoft 365 Copilot license, you also get sort of Copilot that sits inside your apps, so Word, Teams, PowerPoint, etc. And it gives things like personalized AI grounding within your own emails, your files, your meetings, your chats, with enterprise grade security, data protection, and centralized admin controls. So there is that layer of governance and control that sits on top of the use of Copilot within an organization. And it also gives agent capabilities and Microsoft graph-based reasoning across the organization. And so that's what really sort of makes Microsoft 365 Copilot sort of truly powerful, is what sits within it and sits underneath it, and what it can do to combine things like systems, data, and also the human in the middle, to use data and systems better within an organization. So, for example, Copilot Studio, which is included as an entitlement within 365 Copilot, this enables users to build custom agents, AI agents, tailored to specific business processes. These are autonomous agents that work across systems, data, and your teams. It's low code, it's fast to deploy, and it's built on that enterprise-grade governance to help businesses securely leverage and increase the value from both their users and also the data that they have within the organization. So all in all, Microsoft 365 Copilot as a paid for license enables users to spend less time on admin and more time on work that drives real value. And I think the key takeaway is it's not about AI replacing people, but it's about people and businesses achieving more through the effective use of AI. And I think for the equivalent cost of a daily newspaper, Microsoft 365 Copilot can pay for itself in the first few minutes of each day, which then leaves the rest of the working day to deliver true business value in return.
Great. Thanks, William. So there was some really useful insights there. I like the analogy at the end of the cost of a newspaper, right? So let's talk about where is all this heading. We talked about free and we've talked about paid. So one of the clearest trends we're seeing is Microsoft's consolidation strategy. I think it's very obvious to see over the last number of years since we saw seen the emergence of copilots, that we've seen standalone copilots like Copilot for sales, for service, for finance being absorbed into the Microsoft 365 Copilot license, which is good news for consumers or customers needing those features. But I think the bigger story here is agents, and 2026, I think, from my own personal experience, is definitely the year of agents. Microsoft is positioning Microsoft 365 Copilot as the commercial hub, with Copilot Studio sitting on top of that, allowing organizations to build their own custom agents and plugins tailored to their specific workflows and data. So I think we're moving away from using AI in the traditional sense that we have been doing over the last number of years to actually building AI. But I think with that comes a word of caution. I think Microsoft haven't done a really good job in terms of publicizing what their roadmaps look like. We see features are in preview, they change or disappear, which makes the ROI genuinely hard to calculate. So our advice is simple. Don't license until you're ready to deploy. Negotiate on price where you can. AI is a key strategic pillar for Microsoft. Being able to include AI at scale within your contract renewals is giving you significant amount of leverage potentially. Get your data foundations in order, as well publicized, before extending into agents. SharePoint Advanced Management is a solid starting point there, I would say. So to conclude, I would say the Copilot story is still being written, and Microsoft keep evolving these offerings. Organizations that are going to take a structured, phased approach will get the real value. And that's exactly where version 1 come in. So at version 1, our license advisory practice specializes in helping customers navigate the fast moving world of AI licensing. So off the back of today's video, if you have any Microsoft specific licensing queries related to Copilot, or for that matter, if you're currently using a variety of other AI tools and you're looking to consolidate or optimize how you're licensing those technologies, reach out to us today at the version 1 software asset management practice, and we'd be delighted to field any questions you might have. So until the next time, thanks for watching.
Thank you.